guys, welcome back. As promised, today we're going to take a detailed look at the new Viseart Etendu series. This is in the color story Violette. And Violette is, as the name implies, all different shades of purples and then some surprises with Wink here. By the way, Wink is what I have as my highlighter. It just works beautifully. When you see shades like this and you create a look, I always like to look at, what shade from this palette can I use for blush and maybe even for highlighter? Because you know if it works as a highlighter and or blush, it's gonna go with your eyeshadow look. It's from the same color story. So I actually have Liaison as blush and then Wink as the highlight on my face. I really liked how this look turned out. It's very much a holiday look. I popped on a pair of lashes at the end that wasn't planned, just because I think it's just very suited for additional drama. A bit about the palette before we go into the tutorial. We'll also do some swatches and of course comparisons. This palette is or was released just before Minxette. And my last video was on Minxette. For those of you who are joining or seeing Violette first before Minxette, I do want to show you the color story really quickly. This is a warm tone palette versus Violette is a cool tone palette. The Violette palette is an expansion of the Liaison palette. I don't have the Liaison palette, so I can't confirm how many shades from the Liaison palette is on Violette, but you can think of this as there will be duplicates from other palettes. It's a curation, and I think there are some new shades in here as well. The inspiration behind the palette is taken, and as described on Viseart's website, is taking cult favorite hues from Liaison and honors purple eyeshadow lovers' request. The Violette expansion was created as an elevated Pro Luxe everyday stealth chic option for effortless daytime to essential twilight looks. What I have here is definitely a twilight look. In terms of the size of the Etendu palettes, they sit right in between a Petit Pro palette, and on the other end is the Slim Pro Professional palettes. The Etendu palettes, the pan sizes are 1.5 grams, which is actually the same pan size as a Petit full palette. The palettes or the pans in both palettes are magnetized, so you can depot them and then you can mix and match and combine as you see fit. You can't do that with the Petit Pro palettes, even though the pans on here are magnetized, because it's a different pan size. The pan sizes are 1 gram from the Petit Pro, and then from the professional palettes, the pan sizes is 2 grams each. There are 12 shades here, same as the Etendu palettes, and 8 shades from the Petit Pro, and then you guys know the Petit Full palettes are 4 pans. I love the packaging of the Etendu palettes. Look at this one here, just so beautiful, this floral theme. And then Minxette has leopard print or animal print overlay. So cool. I'm just really looking forward to other Etendu series releases. These package, or I guess the concept of these packages, are currently, I think, under patent review. I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but they're pending patent. Yes, that's the word for it. These are supposed to be much more environmentally friendly. They're made from responsibly sourced recycled material. You know, I got this from Viseart's website, but I think it's a really cool concept and how there are these like really, pretty graphics on each of them that's different. So yeah, looking forward to more Etendu palettes. Why don't we move on to the swatches? We'll start with the top row. First we have Embrace, which is a light cool tone cork taupe with a matte finish. And then we have Blushing, light cool toned mocha taupe with a matte finish. Then we have Grenache, which is a soft mid-tone cool tone spice mauve with a matte finish. Then Fusion is a rich mid-tone, cool tone rosewood with a matte finish. Then we have Biseart Iridescent Satin Metallic Lilac. It's a really beautiful shade. And I do want to spend a moment to talk about the use as described on the website for this shade. It says it's an all-over eye for natural eye enhancing metallic sheen, can be mixed with any matte tone to transform any matte shade into a metallic shade, can also be used as a highlight. I can totally see that because it is exactly what I did with Wink, which is an icy white lilac with a dual chromatic purple blue pink flip shimmer finish. It is really, really pretty. It's what I put as a highlight on my cheeks, and you can use it just like you would with Biseart to transform a matte shade into a metallic that basically creates new shades as a result. So you can see here where I put Wink as a highlight on top of Liaison. It really created this different shade because of the layering on top. Then we have Jezebel, Bright Orchid with a purple dual chromatic flip finish. And then Liaison, which is what I have on my cheeks, soft light mauve heather pink with a matte finish. I think the shades on the last row have so much impact in them. Take a look. This is what they look like on my fingers. I love this lavender shade, but these purples here, different texture, different tone, all cool tone, all kind of purple base, but just even purples, you can get so many variances. Gorgeous. So we have here, starting with that lavender shade, this is Haze, a light crisp cool tone lavender with a matte finish, followed by Violette, deep violet with the satin duochromatic orchid blue flip finish, and I think it could use another layer here so you can see it a bit better. And then Passion, vivid fuchsia purple pigment with a bright cool matte finish. And I would say the texture of Passion is quite different from the other matte shades. Like, it doesn't feel very creamy, but you do get a lot of pigment from it. This is a shade that you would, as you get on your brush, you would tap off excess to prevent any fallout, and then you would apply it. And then for the last shade, this is Elderberry, deep elderberry purple bark with a matte finish. And Elderberry, in comparison to Passion, is a lot creamier to the touch. But I would say all the shades are pigmented. There's no pigment issues. It's just a matter of what you want to do with that color and how much you want to layer, because some of these you do need to layer on a second application to get more depth from that shade. For comparison swatches, you know, I'm looking around at my Viseart collection to see what might even come close to Etendu Violette. Number one shade that stands out is this one and maybe this one. So this shade here, this is the Petit Pro Soleil. This is lavender, and this shade is Bonbon. So let's go ahead and swatch these two and see just how similar they may be. And I like to compare it against Passion and Jezebel. So this is Bonbon from Soleil. I would say they are the same shade. And then this is Lavender from Soleil, and because I don't have room above or below, yeah, we'll just swatch it down here. Actually, we'll swatch it just right here. In for another application. I would say these two shades are the same. So yeah, interesting. Okay. You know, I thought it looked very similar just from the naked eye. Here, let me hold it up to show you. But after swatching them, they're indeed repeats. These two versus these two here. Yeah, yep, that makes sense because this is a curated palette. It was, you know, not described as, oh, you get 12 new shades. It's actually an expansion upon the Liaison palette. There might be one more from the Dark Mattes palette, like this purple here might have some similarity with Elderberry. I don't think they're the same, but I feel like this purple, you know, could be part of this curated palette, perhaps. And I'll just swatch it fairly quickly. And I've had these kind of professional palettes for quite a few years. So sometimes, or yesterday when I swatched it, when we did Minxette, you know, the shades didn't really swatch really nicely. So this is Elderberry, and this is from the Dark Mattes palette. I do think the two are different. Just looking at it like this is more purple, and this is deeper. Might have like a bit more brown in it, but I'll just do one more application. There we go. I think we can see more of the difference now. And this is Elderberry. I'll add one more application here. Yep. Okay. All right, let's move on to the tutorial. I will see you guys at the end. I'm gonna put Liaison on the crease. Then I'm putting Passion on the crease as well, but I'm actually using the Sonia G Pro Eye Set Pencil Pro, and I'm adding it like this onto the crease. Almost approaching it like a cut crease. Then I'm going to add Fusion onto the outer corners. And I'm going to add a little bit of concealer onto the center of the lid. Then I'm going to go back in with Fusion. And then we're going to add Wink onto the center of the lid. Taking the mini booster from Sonia G Sky Eye Set, I'm dipping it into Biscus. And we're blending the crease into the other two shades. And then we're going to take Haze, and we're adding that on top of Passion. And I'm going to take a baby Q-tip to clean up the line that I drew with Passion. I feel like it could be a little bit more defined. So I'm just going in to those areas and cleaning it up a bit. Looks a lot better. And then I'm going to go back into the outer corners and just connect the line that I drew here, that little wing. You could actually stop here like this if you like this look. For me, I still want to deepen the corners just a touch more and do an additional transition shade so that we can play with more colors on this palette with the look. But if you like this, you can stop here. I'm just going to go back into, actually, I'm going to take now elderberry, and I'm actually adding that to the outer corners to deepen it a bit more. Then I'm going to take Jezebel, and I'm using that as my transition shade between a mesh of Fusion and elderberry, and I'm placing that right here. We're gonna cover quite a bit of wink, but that's okay. We can go back and add in some more wink afterwards. And then I'm gonna use a finger here just to pack on more color. Then we're gonna go back in with more wink, and we're just topping or adding that to the inner corners. I'm gonna go back in to haze. I'm just diffusing this right here a bit more. For eyeliner, I'm actually going to go with black today, and both the gel liner and the liquid liner is from Pat McGrath. I'm going to use the gel liner for the upper lash line. For blush, I'm going to use Liaison, and we'll see how that looks. If it's too purple or not deep enough, not enough of a shade, we can always take a blush palette and layer on top of that. I think that looks pretty good. For lips, I'm going to use SUQQU's Comfort Lip Liquid Glow, and this is in the shade Fuji Shizuku. And for highlight, I'm actually going to use Wink again. We're just using shades from the palette as much as possible today. I think it would complement the eye look. Kind of greenish glisten. And really wink on top of Liaison. It just makes the purple have this kind of like duochrome like shimmer. I think it looks really, really pretty. This is the finished look. And just for fun, I put on a pair of false lashes. I do that sometimes for parties, especially around the holidays. And since we're right in the season and looking at the colors of the eyeshadow, the lip, it was just like, I wanted to add more drama. And these are probably the most dramatic lashes I currently have. They are from Velour, and the style is called Fluff and Whispie. I'll link below if you are interested. When it comes to false lashes, it just depends on, you know, how durable you want them to be and the kind of the shape as well as the material. Some of my favorite high quality lashes are made by Shu Uemura. You may have heard of this company. I talked about them in my giveaway video, which I will link above. And some of you guys are already familiar with this brand. So I have a pair here that I've gotten actually many years ago that I still haven't used. But this thick band is part of what makes it long lasting. Because as you put glue on the band and you know, when you're done, you take the lashes off for the night, the next time you use it again, you actually have to peel the glue that's stuck on that band. Well, you can imagine if it's like a really thin band or something that is, you know, generally not that great quality, it tends to fall apart after a couple of wears. But lashes with a thicker band or a band that is made of high quality material, you know, and or both, is going to last longer for the reason I just mentioned. So yeah, if you're interested in Shu lashes or Velour lashes, I'll have links below. And before this scene, you guys saw the finished look of me without the lashes, and it's like, what difference? sometimes you almost look like a different person with false eyelashes on. Like, this is a very done up look. If I had touched up my hair a bit, was in a different outfit, it is like party, holiday, go time. So I really like the look that I created. I wanted to do something different that I haven't seen from other YouTube videos. Mind you, I haven't gone to look at dozens of different videos on the Viseart Violette palette, but from the handful that I've seen, I think this look does vary from what others have created. So if you've already seen Violette videos, hopefully, you know, this kind of just adds to your repertoire of different looks that you can create with the palette. So thank you guys for watching. If you're interested in other Viseart videos, I do have a playlist of all the looks I've created using Viseart. I'll link it below and you can go check it out if you like. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, bye.